These are the tools that I take on my RV trips. I found this box. It's called the Plano Big Awesome Box, model number 761. And I'll show you later the reason I chose this is because this fits in one of the outside bins of my RV just perfectly. So this really has pretty much you know, standard stuff. You never know when you need a pocket reference guide. This is full of all the information you never knew you needed. It's probably more for when you get bored just to read than anything else. Of course, some cable ties. Now what you want if you get cable ties is you want the ones that say indoor outdoor use, because these are rated for UV protection. Okay, and then I've got this is actually, believe it or not, called a MacGyver toolkit made by Toolbox, and it's for bicycles, and we do carry our bikes with us. So you know, this just has it's a mega multi-tool. I don't know how many tools it has on it, but it's got plenty. And the nice thing is it does have some nice Allen wrenches too. And in this part here, this is a chain repair. And I have to tell you, I have to admit, I'm a bit of a sucker for tools when they're kind of cool tools. For instance, this one here, I don't even remember where I bought it. It's made by Crescent, and I could never find another one. And it's got a ratcheting head here, three-way, right, left, and then locked in the center. And then you can flip this up, and then it becomes a key handle. It's really kind of a cool, versatile tool. Of course, anybody that does any camping has to have a number 2 Robertson, or better known as a square drive. And I got both in a screwdriver and also a bit for my drill. I don't have my drill with me right now, so I can't show you that, but it's just a standard, you know, portable electric drill. Of course, Leatherman. This one is pretty old. I think this is the original, back in the 90s. And the Torx, this is a T30, which is for the generator to get to the Jenny, to get to the oil change. I got a fill stick for wood repair. This is cherry, so whenever I get a little bit of a blemish or a ding in imitation plastic wood on my coach, then I can fix a scratch. Here's another one of those little cool gadgety tools. Again, this is a ratcheting here on the end, and then you open that up, and then you get a stubby. Plus, you've got, you know, a bunch of spares. Again, I don't have no idea where I got this, but you know, just look around in your local home store. Everybody needs a 6-in-1. I have about 150 of these at home. And it seems like I'm always losing the bits on them. So the reason they're 6-in-1 is you got 2 Phillips, and then you got 1 size hex nut, and then you turn around 2 standards and another size hex nut. And I bought these cool fluorescent handles for 69 cents a piece at my local Menards. I got a little fuse puller here, electrical tape, and then what you really want, this is a 3M stuff, this is the good stuff, it's the tartan, and this is generally low temperature tape. And then I got a little mag light that I converted to LED with a night eyes kit, some drill bits. This probably didn't have much use in my RV. This is a Davis boat knife, and it's kind of left over from when I had the boat, and it's just got a knife blade, useful mostly for cutting rope. And then this is a shackle turnbuckle tool, and then this is hard to get out, but this is a marlin spike. I mean, if you're doing any roping stuff, that's fine. You know, a knife. Buy yourself a good set of crimp pliers for electrical work. Don't buy them cheap things. They have the, you know, buy the ones with the good jaws, the good grippers. Don't buy them just cheap ones. You know the ones I'm talking about. And this thing's kind of cool. It's got a little place, special place for a tape measure, and then of course Gorilla Tape or duct tape if you want to prefer. You know, everybody needs a pair of vice grips. You got channel locks, slip joint. Now these are kind of cool. You know, the more room you can leave for stuff, or the more compact you can leave stuff, the better. Now this one here is a pair of wire cutters, and then it's a needle nose. And this is the same one where this is more of a pair of lineman's pliers. And if you don't hurt yourself, then you got a pair of needle nose here, a little larger ones. Good pair of wire strippers. I mean, again, don't buy the cheap ones. This one's Greenlee, which is a pretty good one. And of course, you know what we always call a Polish micrometer. Got a couple of those, some open-end wrenches. Now, one of the things you may want to do is I went around and found like where all the different size fittings that I needed for things like the propane and you know, some of the other things, and so I made sure that I went out and bought wrenches just for that. And then you know, just a few more wrenches that I used to have in my bolt kit that found their way into here. And then again, looks like I got another pair of slip joints and another adjustable, which probably don't need, but you know, if they fit, what the heck. And then this is kind of cute. I saw this door and I kind of thought, well, that's kind of neat. I don't know how much practical application it has because it doesn't have a very long handle, but still it's better not having anything. Smaller set of cable ties, again, indoor outdoor use, UV protected. And then, you know, I probably could take a few of these tools out because they're redundant, but they're there. And then I got some spare parts here. I got plumbing stuff in this one, you know, with O-rings, or not the O-rings, but the hose washers and things. Then here's one full of electrical stuff. A nice set of Allen wrenches. Now, probably these days, probably should be carrying metrics as well, because there are, for instance, the generator is full of metric stuff. And then finally, this is about, I think, 20 years old, and you know, I bought this at Sears, of course, it's Craftsman, and I've just had it for a long time. I can't remember how much it was. It was on discount, on sale, and you know, it was probably no more than 20 bucks. I mean, it wasn't much at all. So if you can run across something like this at your local Craftsman store, you know, that's nice. And what I have here is actually, one of the things though is these things don't always hold up, these little things that hold these in, and then half time when I open these up, they're all scattered all over the place. But I got a set of SAE 3/8 drive, metric 3/8, and then SAE and metric quarter. Plus, this is specifically, it's a 5mm specifically for a Jenny. And then if I want to do quarter, I got to use this adapter on here. And then there's also, you know, spark plug and extension, a couple wrenches, a few hex keys, and a few bits. So really, it's got a little bit of everything, and this fits in here, and it's really great. I've had this thing a long time, like I say, and it's probably the best amount of money that I spent. So I'll put all this stuff back in, and I'll show you where this goes. Okay, I told you this toolbox fits perfectly in this bin, and the dimensions of the toolbox is 16¼ inches by 13¼ by 8. And when I open this up, slides in here like that. And I actually even have room for another bag, which I just have a tent stake hammer, tent stakes, and awning rope and stuff. So anyway, there we go. That's where I keep my tools.